G'day everyone, my name's Tristan. If you've lifted your IFS vehicle more than 2 inches, you need a diff drop. And today we are going to fit the Double D-Max 20-20 Road Safe Blackhawk diff drop kit to this Isuzu D-Max. So why do you need a diff drop in your IFS vehicle? There's a couple of reasons. The first one is pretty simple. Once you raise the car up, you get the drive shaft angle goes down like that, and that's gonna end up shearing or severely damaging your drive shafts. The CV boots are the first ones to go, then the grease goes, and then it's failure time. Oh, there goes an axle. Most dual cab ute guys or IFS four-wheel drive guys have experienced this at some point in their life. Road Safe and their performance arm Blackhawk have come up with a solution, and that is the billet alloy diff drop kits. So these come with every single part that you are going to need, including all the hardware, which is rated hardware. So the correct nuts and bolts, they're not gonna shear, they're not gonna snap, and they can be torqued up to spec. And all of these billet parts, and they've thought of everything. So every little bracket and every little washer and everything is all in the kit. And today we're gonna do an instructional video on how to fit it. A lot of research and development went into this kit. The kit even comes with a brand new cross member, and it's also got these NACA ducts, but they're actually not for airflow in this case. They are to clean out all the muck and everything that you get in your rails when you're going off-road. And it actually uses all the factory mounting points and factory pickup points, so you don't have to drill any extra holes in your frame. And it's all laser cut with the Road Safe logo in there. Really nice bit of kit. And all of the billet parts are CNC alloy, 6061, premium grade materials, the best of the best in this kit. And it's a really nice bit of gear. So we're gonna get up under the car now and show you where all of these parts go, and then we're gonna get to work fitting them for you. So this is where you'll be spending most of your time while you're fitting this diff drop kit. You'll notice we have the same design here. These are actually NACA ducts or air guides for your Road Safe underbody protection. And this goes all the way back up under past the gearbox to protect everything underneath the car. And you can see here, this one really needed it because it's been sliding along its belly in the mud. This D-Max already has the diff drop kit fitted, but we're gonna go and pull that out and show you how easy it is to install and reinstall that here today. First, we're gonna take off the underbody protection plates so we can gain access to all the parts we're gonna need to remove today. You can see here, there is the tail shaft spacer. Also very important when you lift your car, you're putting a different angle on your uni joints and your CVs. Now this car is obviously on the hoist, but you can see the angle that these CVs get, and that's the same sort of thing that happens when you lift your 4x4 up in the air with IFS. The diff drop kit actually lowers the front diff down, so there's not as sharp of an angle here on your axles, just for normal driving and off-roading. And you can see if you were to drive around with them at this angle all the time, they wouldn't last very long at all. This is what the D-Max looks like without its pants on, but we've taken all that off and you can clearly see the new cross member, and we can identify where all the parts go. So you can see up there is one of the billet blocks, which drops the diff down. There's the same thing on the other side, and they're actually quite easy to get to. Then we have the subframe brace or the cross member, and that's now dropped down the same distance as the diff has come down. And then lastly, we have over here the tail shaft spacer, or it's actually a forward drive shaft spacer. And that's it really. Nice and simple. And everything looks like it's fairly easy to get to. One thing to notice that's different about our kit is we do have the cross member all the other kits that I've seen on the market anyway, they don't come with that. Once you space everything down, then this is going to be sort of knocking on there. There's not going to be as much clearance to your sump. So with ours having the cross member, drops it down so everything is just like it was when it was factory, and you give you the same amount of clearance as well. We always recommend any job like this, you take it to your four-wheel drive specialist, fitter, or a qualified mechanic. But if you are doing this in the driveway, make sure you're using jack stands, and once the car is up on jack stands, you can then get your trolley jack and put under here just to support the diff. We're doing it on a hoist, we have that luxury, and we've also got the shop stand here, so we're just supporting the weight of it. You don't have to jack it up so hard that it lifts the car up, but just taking the weight of the diff. So when we remove the blocks up here, that it doesn't fall down or drop on us. So just remember, always safety first. Now that we've actually taken out the 22mm bolt that goes here, there's just a couple of Allen keys. So one which is a locator back here, and then one that holds it to the frame. We're almost there. And just like that, all of the old parts are out. We're actually going to stick in the new parts today, just purely because these are the nice new etched ones, and they're all been coated and anodized. So we're going to stick those in. The original ones that we did have in there, they were our prototypes. So we're going to stick in the finished product now. And you can see here, this is the space where that lives for the diff drop spacer, the subframe. It just uses all of the factory pickup points. We haven't yet taken out the tail shaft spacer, but that one's actually really easy. It's just the 4 bolts, just pull that out, swap it over. Really, really simple there. But this is a really simple fix to a really, really common problem with busting axles on IFS vehicles. Everyone, the first thing they do is they go out, they lift their new 4x4, and then they go off-roading. The next thing that happens is they're blowing CVs left, right, and center. We've seen it on a couple of our shoots in the past with other cars that don't have a diff drop, and they will shear an axle pretty much immediately the first time they get into a hard situation. These diff drop kits are available for all popular IFS vehicles and dual cab utes, as well as things like Prados, etc., that have the same sort of IFS setup, independent front suspension setup. And we're going to just slam in the new ones now. Really, really simple. It'll take you probably half the day to do in your driveway, or you can drop it off to a certified specialist and let them worry about it. One small thing to note is with your fitting kit, there is a M5 Allen key screw, and that goes through there like so. And there is a hole here in the frame rail. You can just see right there. And this actually just slides in here and locates into that hole you can see there. So we're just installing the first blocks that go up against the chassis rail now. Just remember they are alloy and there are some torque specs. These are going through alloy blocks into the frame rail, and to follow the torque specs in the fitting instructions, which are on the QR code inside your packet. To make life easy, what we did is we actually located the diff and just ran the bolts in just to get them started like so. Now that that's all lined up, we're going to take them out again one at a time and fit the OEM washers, which press up against the bushes just here. And these work with all the factory fittings and everything, and just helps it locate and sit nice on these rubber bushes. Once we've got these washers back on, then we're going to run the new supplied bolts straight back into the original hole. These ones are obviously a lot stronger and they're a lot longer, so that they fit with the extra diff drop. This kit actually utilizes the OEM crossmember hardware, so we'll just offer this up now and reuse those bolts. Now everything's all back in place and supported. You can see there, using all the original hardware. We've got the tail shaft spacer there, and we've got the spacers here in the front. Now you can choose to run the spacer above or below here, just to give you a different amount of drop. We're going full drop at the moment on both sides, of course. You always want to make sure those are even. You don't want your diff going side to side, you want it nice and even so that both drive shafts get the exact correct angle. Now it's just a matter of chucking on the underbody protection again to protect transcooler, the sump, and the transmission. Those are also available from RoadSafe as well. We're going to stick those back on there now. They have the ducts for cooling and airflow, because you still want to get some airflow to cool underneath these components of the car, but you want to protect it from rocks, sticks, debris, bashing. If you're going over rocks and logs and things, you don't want to have anything happen here to your sump especially, or your transmission. Two very crucial pieces. You want to make sure those are protected at all times. So we'll get that done, get it back on the ground, and she's good to go. And we've cleaned up the underbody protection, and it's a good thing it was on there, because now that we've cleaned the dirt off, we can see they actually came in really handy just here. You can see that one's got a nice bend in it, but it saved everything up here from being damaged. So luckily we had those on there, and they're nice and strong. So that's it done. And you can see here the finished product all on, installed, new subframe is on. So that was the diff drop kit for the 2020 Plus D-Max. This particular one also fits the new BT50s, but we make them for most popular IFS vehicles. They're available at your local RoadSafe distributor. So go check them out, ask for the RoadSafe Black Hawk diff drop kit. For more information, visit your nearest RoadSafe stockist or visit www.roadsafe.com.au.